All right, so for this next part of the assignment, what you're going to do is you're going to look at your sketches and you're going to choose your best drawing that you're then going to add color to. So first things first, I'm going to choose this little blob shape here, and I'm going to make sure I'm on my line art layer right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that's selected, and you're going to grab a selection tool. So I can either use the square selection, or I'm just going to use the lasso tool, and I'm going to draw around my shape. And then I'm going to hit Control C to copy. And then I'm going to make a new document. It's going to be letter size. I'm going to name it my name, grade, and Monstrous form final. I'm going to leave everything else 8.5 by 11 and portrait landscape. And now my new document, I'm going to hit Control V, and I want to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to hit Control T to transform it. And I'm going to just scale it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to come over here to my layers. And so you'll see here that it's called Layer 1. So I'm going to call it my line art. Okay, and now I'm ready to color. So I'm going to start with making a new layer, putting it underneath line art, and I'm going to call it my base color. I'm going to make another layer. I'm going to call it my shadow. Next, core shadow. Highlight. And reflected light. Now all four of these, I want to go inside my base color. So I'm going to click on reflected light, hold the shift key down, click on shadow, and now I'm going to right click over my layer, and I'm going to create clipping mask. You can do it individually or all four at the same time, but now it'll only color in my base color shapes. Last but not least, I'm going to make one more layer, and I'm going to place it underneath my cast shadow, underneath that base color. So now on my base color layer, I'm going to grab the paintbrush. I'm going to start with a hard brush. Right? I want to define the sides, the crisp edges. I'm going to change my opacity to 100. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose the color that I might want. So I'm going to choose a pinky color. And then I can come in and I can just freeform, and I can just sort of color in if I want. Or I can grab that magic wand tool, and with all this sample all layers collected, checked on, I can click on my monster, right? It doesn't go all the way underneath my line, so I'm going to go up to Select, Modify, Expand, and I'll leave it at 8 pixels. And now when I go in to fill with the paint bucket, it goes underneath the lines. I'm going to hit Control D to deselect, and here it is. And I can come in and I can now grab the paintbrush and I can color in all of my other areas. Now remember, when you get to the shadow and highlights and such, you're using the brush, but you're changing to a soft round brush, and you're lowering your opacity down to around 10. And then on each of these layers, you're going to come in with a darker version of the color. And I make my brush a little bit bigger because I don't want it to be super obvious, right? I don't want it to have streaks. And wherever my light is, right, if my light's coming from here, I'm going to have around the back side, right, my shadow. If I put it too much in an area I don't want, I just grab the eraser tool, select that same round brush, soft round brush,